beautiful sunshine, and I'll be live with you in a moment. I'm just going over to OneStream, and the signal is on OneStream, so I can take the signal to Amazon Live. Okay, now of course the people on Amazon Live can't see anything at the moment until I press the button, which means that they may see the countdown clock, they may not. I'm just waiting for the go live signal on my iPad. The iPad I had to buy so that I can broadcast to Amazon Live. So we are going live on Amazon Live. I'm rushing back to the studio. There are 10 seconds to go. Hello on Facebook, YouTube, and now hello on Amazon Live. Okay, now when I first started this 6 months ago, broadcasting Amazon Live, I used to find it nerve-wracking because you've got to go basically start off in the live studio, then go out to OneStream, so I can stream to multiple locations if I want, and then go to Amazon Live. Now, of course, it's second nature, and within 40 seconds of going live, I'm actually live on Amazon Live, and I want to say everybody say hello to everybody who's actually watching on Amazon Live. Word of explanation: at the top now is my demonstration area, and that's my second camera, my OBSBot tiny camera. This is the Lights Camera Action, and we're going to be talking about webcams, audio gear, Fitbits, microphones, live video, and say hello to our first live viewer of the day. Hello, Roland. Roland also is in Wiltshire in England, as am I, and it's great to see you here, Roland. Thank you for joining me. If you watching live on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn today, you can click the link up above and you can actually join me on Amazon Live. Then you'll be able to see the carousel, because I keep talking about things in the carousel, and the only place you can see the carousel with the products in it is on Amazon Live. And I'm going to flick a switch, and I'm now back at the top of the screen. Yeah, this has now become second nature, but it's still exciting. And we say hello to Corinda, and Corinda is also saying Corinda's live as well. Okay, I also know that David Burrows is live. I'm just going to go over to Amazon Live, and I'm just going to refresh the page just to make sure that we are on Amazon Live. I can see that we are because I've got a comment from Corinda, and Corinda actually got a notification I was live. Brilliant. The system is working, Corinda. That's absolutely great news. When you follow somebody on Amazon Live, you may get notified that they've gone live. Not every time, because if you follow 100 people and they all went live on the same day, you get 100 notifications. So what they do is sort of rationed, and you don't get a notification every time, but you do sometimes. And when you do, it's good. And Corinda was able to find me on Amazon Live, and I'm looking to find me on Amazon Live too. Okay, and where are we? Okay. All right. Okay, I need to go back a page and come back to me. Okay, now the first thing to note is that if I put this full screen, I'm grateful for this wonderful painting, which is by Oksana in the Ukraine, and she was kind enough to actually allow me to use this in my broadcast. Now, this is a representation of Ukraine. The Ukrainian flag is blue at the top and yellow at the bottom, and thank you, Oksana, for actually allowing me to use it in my live broadcasts. Okay, back to me. Okay, you notice there the sun is shining in devices, all is well with the world, and you're watching. Well, first of all, better start at the beginning. Welcome to the broadcast. Broadcast is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healy, and you are watching Stephen Healy live from Wiltshire in England. Roland is with me in Wiltshire, and Angelica is in Wiltshire too. it's one of the best places in England to be. And over to Corinda, and we'll see what Corinda has to say. Corinda's, apart from Logitech C920 and Brio OBS, any more cameras you recommend me? There are 3 cameras that Corinda's talking about: Logitech C920, the Brio, and the OBS. Obspot Tiny. Any more cameras you can recommend to me? No, I've got those 3 cameras. The thing is that I only talk about things that I've got down in the carousel. So I'm talking about today about the Logitech C920, Logitech Brio, and the Obspot Tiny, and those are the cameras that I know about and I use every day. And you're watching 2 of them now. One at the top, which is me, is the Logitech Brio, and I'm looking directly at the camera. One below is the Obspot Tiny. So I'm going to take the artwork off for a moment. I did a show this morning about how to support people in the Ukraine if you wish to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink myself. If I get this right, it'll be good. So I'm going to shrink myself by going there, and I will shrink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and turn on a light so you can actually see something. Down in the carousel is the TP-Link Deco. Now, TP-Link Deco is a Wi-Fi system, and today it's 13% off. Now, you can see in the photograph at the bottom the 3 units in the pack. This is unit number 2. All the units are the same. Okay, there is no difference between the 3 units you get. You don't have to sort out master and slaves. Basically, it is so simple setup now. We have control over what happens in our premises, house or office, regarding the Wi-Fi network. We do have a choice of network provider, but we cannot change the speed of the internet that's coming into our premises. What we can control is, and Corinda's asking questions, what's the max of? Okay, it's quite capable of, I mean, it works in our house. It covers downstairs, it covers this floor, it covers the next floor. So it's covering 3 floors. It's quite a wide practical range. But we can control what happens to the internet in our premises, and we do that with the TP-Link Deco. And this is one of the units. Now, installation wise, basically you take the units out of the box, you take the first one and you plug it into your router. Okay, I'm just going to move my distracting iPad over there. You plug this unit into your router, switch it on, and it will then start to work, and it's connected to your router and it's got a signal direct from your router. You then download the application. You can download it on the iPhone or on an Android phone, and you then have the TP-Link Deco app, which will control your network. You then take the second of these units, walk into another room, plug it in, switch it on, and after a minute or 2, it sees the first unit, connects with it. You don't have to do anything. Okay, you do not need to do anything. It will connect automatically. You then take the third unit, put it in another room, plug it in, switch it on, and it will see the other 2 units. So you've now got a network of 3 TP-Link Deco units, all working in unison, and you've not done anything other than plug the first one into your router, take the other 2 to the rooms in your premises you want to have the router. That's it. That is basically all you need to do to set up. With the app on your mobile phone, you can set a password, you can set a guest password. So 1 password for permanent residents, a second password for guests only. When you have guests, you can give them a guest password, and they never know your main password. So security from that point of view. They simply work. I mean, this is a true story, and you may, well, basically we used to have those units you plug into the power sockets, and we had 2 of them, and there's one plugged in near our Samsung television, a smart TV, And that's where the Wi-Fi was coming from for the TV. And the thing was that we sat down to watch a 90-minute movie, but with the whirring, yeah, it took 2 hours. Now, we thought this was just because of a bad internet signal and this was normal. It's not. If you're suffering from whirring, then the cure is to upgrade to the TP-Link Deco units, and your internet problems will most likely be solved just by using this unit. From your point of view, it is literally plug and play. There's nothing to learn. Follow the steps. Plug in the first unit to the router. Second unit, plug into the power and switch on. Third unit, plug into the power and switch on. The units talk to each other and your network is then set up. You can then add to the network your PCs, your Macs, your Android portables, your iPhones, your iPads, your Android tablets. And of course, you can also add Alexa. Okay, so your Echo Dots can be added to the network as well. That's simple and straightforward. So every single device in your premises uses the nearest TP-Link Deco unit to actually connect to the internet. And I've got to say that when we, with these units installed, when we watch a 90-minute film, it lasts 90 minutes. There's no work. The whirring's gone completely. Okay, there is no buffering at all. Every device that's attached to the network simply works. Now, I've got to tell you that at the moment, I'm in Wiltshire in England, and as Roland knows, we don't have the best internet in the world, but we've picked what we can as our internet. And I'm broadcasting to you now on Wi-Fi. I'm also aware that Angelica is teaching German to a gentleman in southern England exactly at the same time. So this Wi-Fi that we have is capable of 2 transmissions at the same time. So now you don't have to take my word for how well this works. I've been using this unit for about 6 months when a good friend Peter decided that he would have his home office in his garage. Now the garage is a separate unit from his premises. Okay, just let me change up a little bit. The garage is a second unit. Just a minute, just need to concentrate. His garage is separate from the main building, and he said to his partner Sheila, I need to lay a Cat 7 cable from the garage through the wall into the house to the router. And I don't know what happened in the discussion, but Peter joined us the following morning on Blubbing for Britain, asking for recommendations as to what else he could do. If he couldn't lay a Cat cable, what could he do? And I suggested that he actually get the TP-Link Deco. And he did. Without telling me, he ordered it after we'd spoken. It arrived the following day, and then he contacted me the day after he bought it and said, it's working. I've never seen anything like it or heard anything like it. It actually works out the box. And I set it up, no problem at all with the instructions that came through on my phone. I've got 3 units working now. The Wi-Fi in the garage is perfect and everyone's happy. So not just my word, but Peter's word, and other people who actually watched me live on Amazon Live have gone on to buy the TP-Link Deco. And it is one of the best purchases that Peter says he made in 2021. It's one of the best purchases that I made in 2020. They're consistently improving it and updating it. And it is just a very solid Wi-Fi network. It is the TP-Link Deco. It is down in the carousel at the moment. It is 13% off. If you're having problems with your Wi-Fi, then I recommend you take a look at the TP-Link Deco, which is 13% off today at $149.99. Okay, thank you for watching me live on Amazon. And let's go on to our second item of the day. And if you've any questions at all about anything that I talk about during this live broadcast, then please do ask. If you ask a question in the comments, I will do my best to answer it. If I don't know the answer, I will go away and get it for the next broadcast I do. I'm live on Amazon Live, 9 AM Eastern, every weekday, talking about, well, I suppose it's about time I said welcome to the show again. Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healy, and you are watching Stephen Healy live from Wiltshire in England. And I'm so glad that Corinda actually got a notification that I was going live. If you got a notification because you're following me, then let me know. Yeah, I mean, the thing is about Amazon, it is the most brilliant platform to actually broadcast on. We're all happy to be here, and we really enjoy broadcasting on Amazon Live. I'm just going to close that down. I'm going to close 2 things down so we can actually just, because I don't need that. I'm saving my internet signal, so the only thing that's actually running on my desktop now is my Be Live Studio, which makes things simple and straightforward. Everything else is closed down. If you are a live broadcaster, then my best advice about live broadcasting before every broadcast is to shut down your computer, switch it back on again, then go direct to your broadcast studio. Thing is that we're actually using applications whilst we're using our computer, and we forget about them. And there are applications that run that we know nothing about. We don't need to know anything about them, but they do count towards using the resources, the graphics resources and the memory resources on your computer get gobbled up whilst you're actually using your computer. You don't notice it, but if you're going to do a live broadcasting, the only way to make sure that nothing is running in the background is to actually switch your computer off and switch it on again. Sound advice. And I do that before every single broadcast that I do. I did a broadcast at 6:30 AM this morning, and after that I just switched the machine off and started it up again. So this is a fresh boot of the machine. Okay, so that's just some practical advice. If you've got any questions, then please do ask. Okay, now everything that is in the carousel, we've looked at the light, we've looked at the Wi-Fi. Okay, everything that I have in the carousel, over 75% of it I own. I use it on a daily basis, and therefore when I talk about it, I'm talking about it from being a user. People do not send me things, I buy things. What I'm actually doing through 2022 is upgrading my cameras, my microphones, everything that I use in relation to live broadcasting is being upgraded. Now, when I started live broadcasting seriously, which was 3 or 4 years ago, I got some lights. I knew that lighting is important in live broadcasting, and I got 2 softboxes. And last August, I was showing them down in my carousel. But wear and tear on softboxes, especially in a broadcasting environment where you're moving them about, the covering tends to, well, it didn't look as good as it did when it arrived. And the other thing was that it was in my office space, it was much too big. So I was looking for a solution for my lighting. And if I just divert for a moment, you'll see down in the carousel at the moment are Logitech Lytra lights, and there is a story behind that. Okay, and this is a true story. I was watching, I'm just going to hide my second camera for a moment. I was watching Marco Novo, who is also on Amazon Live, and Marco was interviewing Daniel Sigmund of Logitech. Okay, think Logitech, you think Logitech C920, 922, 925, 930, and the Brio. Okay, I'm using a Brio right now. But Daniel brought a virtually new product on screen, which is the Logitech Lytra lighting. Now, as I say, I just got rid of my softboxes. I was broadcasting with room lights, and I thought, well, I need to improve things. I need to improve my lighting. I saw Daniel demonstrating this last Tuesday, and I thought, perfect. I will get those lights. So after I'd watched Marco and Daniel, I read the reviews on Amazon.com. I then went over to YouTube and watched a couple of videos, and people said this Lytra light is better than a ring light. So that's saying something. So I purchased 2 of these. Now we only need 1. Okay, somebody asked me the other day, why do you get 2? Well, I got 1 basically, which is currently sat over my camera, or next to my camera on my monitor, looking down at me. Okay, I need the second one for my second camera. Okay, that's what I got. So what is a Logitech Lytra light? Let's take a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my iPad again. Okay, and we're going to take a look at, because I bought 2 of them. Okay, I bought 2. One is actually switched on now, and that's on top of my monitor. Basically, when you get the Lytra light, this is it. Okay, and perhaps I can show you better if I go to my hide, switch that camera back on. Let's hide Daniel. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to put it down here. This is the Logitech Lytra light, and as you can see, it's quite compact. When you get it in the box, there's covering there and a covering around there. So you take that covering off, it's just cellophane, and then the next thing you do is you take your USB cable, which is supplied with the light, and you plug that in to the back of the Lytra. I'm going to come back. Okay, so you plug that into the back of the Lytra, so that's now in the back. I'm going to go picture in picture, then you get a better idea, because you don't want to see me, you actually want to see the light, don't you? Literally want to see the light. So let's just change things up a bit, shrink myself. Okay, this is live, by the way. So this is the light, this is how it arrives, and you plugged it in. Now you plug it in using the supplied cable, USB-A to USB-C, and you plug it into your computer or Mac. Okay, this is important for the next step. The light itself, I'm just going to push that down. You can have it just like that on top of your monitor. You lift this out and it just slots on top of your monitor. Okay, you can angle the Lytra forward, yeah, as far as that. Turn it sideways, there you are. Or you can have it upright. You can also pan left and right, so you can turn it that way. Just a minute, just want to see myself. You can turn it that way, or you can turn it that way. So it's very versatile. It hangs on the top of your monitor or computer, and you can switch it on. Let's do that. Okay, shows that its powers. That's it, switched on. I'm going to turn it slightly away. You can control it manually. On the back of the unit, you've got the on-off button. Okay, so off, on. Okay, and then you've got either side, you've got controls for warmth and for brightness. And if you press the wrong way, then you can actually switch the darn thing off again. Can I say darn on Amazon Live? I think so. Now, that's the simple operation of the lights. It's physical. You're actually controlling it, and you can switch it on and off. But the thing about, oh right, before I finish, I keep forgetting things because this is new to me. If you don't want to put it on your monitor, then what you can do is unscrew the base that it's on at the moment and substitute a tripod stand. So you can put this light on a tripod stand, which means that you can have this light anywhere on your desktop. Okay, now you only need one, unless you've got special circumstances. One will light you sufficiently. Okay, and I've just got one that's actually lighting me now. Okay, I've no room lights on, I've just got the light. Curtains are closed, I've just got the light on. Okay, so you can substitute a tripod stand for the stand that comes with it if you don't want the light to be on your monitor. Okay, so I'm going to put that down for a minute. Well, in fact, I'm going to put it back where it lives, because its home is on top of my Microsoft Surface Book 2. And in a moment, I shall switch it on. Okay, so that's the tripod stand. I did say that the light in front of me is not controlled by physical touching. It's controlled by software. I'm going to share screen now and show you the software that comes with the Logitech Lytra glow light. Okay, so I'm going to share a window, and there we are. I've got it. Okay, so I'm going to bring the software up on screen, and I'm going to share screen. So the software will be, hopefully in a minute, be beside me. I'm going to hide my desktop again. Okay, this is the software. This is how you control your Logitech Lytra light. The program itself is G-Hub, which is well known. It's the Logitech G-Hub. It's well known to gamers. It's been around for quite some time for gamers, but now they've added to it the light. Okay, and I can switch just by pressing one button. I can switch the light on and off. So you notice it's gone a bit darker. I'm going to switch it back on now. And I've gone lighter. It comes with, first of all, you can adjust the warmth and you can adjust the brightness. Okay, now they have, I'm going to run you through these. They have 7 presets. So let's just see each preset. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this side by side so that you can actually see the effect on me. Just to give me a second to set this up. I'm going to go here. Okay, so the software's on the right hand side, I'm on the left, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the software settings. So this is on my desktop. It could be PC or Mac. In my case, it's a PC. You can click and you can change the lighting. So the lighting has changed, and that is bright and cool. So the temperature is cool and the brightness is at the top. Okay, so you've got the on button, you've got the presets, and then underneath that it shows you what the temperature and the brightness are. If I go for the second setting, okay, again you'll see a difference, and basically I'm going to go through these individually, these 7 settings, and you'll see changes in my lighting as I do. Okay, I quite like this one. If we go full screen again, I quite like this lighting because it's soft. It says it's soft. Okay, and let's look at the settings on the camera software, on the light software, and it's saying that the temperature is in the mid and the brightness is down. Next one down is cozy candlelight. I like this one too. Okay, so again, lighting has changed the way that I appear on screen. Lighting is important. Cameras are important, microphones are important, lighting is important. I've only got one light on at the moment. It's the Logitech Lytra Glow, which is down in the carousel. And we're going through the settings that you can choose. And I'm going to go down to the next one. And this is, that's much too bright. I don't know about you, but I don't like that one at all. Yeah, and that's because I created it. I created it as an example of how you can go. It's much too red, much too bright. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to pick one of the ones that Logitech suggested, and I'm going to go with the one I had earlier there, or is it that one? Soft sunset. Okay, so that now is my preferred lighting for the camera. And what I did, I mean, I experimented over the weekend using the lights so that I could tell you about them this week. All I can say is everything I've asked it to do, it's done. Okay, and it's unobtrusive. I don't know it's there. If I don't look at it, It's not glaring in my face. It's just bathing. That's the right word, isn't it? Bathing me in light. Yeah. So you've got great controls. And as I said, let's come back to here. You can not here. No, that's where I found out about it. And if I go here, I can stop sharing now, can't I? No, I can't. If I go here, bring this back on screen. Okay, and go here. Everything that I've asked this light to do is easy. Now, the thing that you've obviously gathered by now is that this is very transportable. Okay, it's USB. It plugs in via USB. You simply switch it on. That's it. Or you can use the software to control it. Now, as far as the software is concerned, coming back to me, as far as the software is concerned, I'm going to hide that again, go like that. As far as the software is concerned, you have 7 presets. 5, it's difficult to do, 7 presets. You can also create your own presets, which means that you've got total control over this light. You can decide different levels of temperature, different levels of brightness. They are saved, you give them a name, you can reuse them. So this is a very flexible, multi-filtered light where you can change the temperature, you can change the brilliance, brightness, both are the same. And when I saw it on the broadcast with Marco, with Daniel Sigmund, I thought that is the lighting that's going to work best in my office. It doesn't take up space. It just sits on top of the monitor. It is, oh, back again, just a minute. I need the other camera. I'll go to me. Okay. You can, I'm just going to do this. This is anything can happen. You can actually extend the light. Okay. So it is taller. So that, well, it gives you greater more options to actually how you actually deploy the light. I mean, the thing to do is practice until you get the lighting that you want. Okay, and you can have great fun actually using the software. So I want to say thank you to Marco Novo, thank you to Daniel Sigmund for actually demonstrating this light. I was blown away, and it was so good that within 3 hours of watching that broadcast, I ordered it from Amazon. It arrived the following day, and it's now part of my standard kit. So thank you to Logitech for Logitech Lytra. It is a darn good light. I'm going to be using it more and more, and as I find out more and more, I will tell you more about it. Okay, now as you probably gathered by now, people don't send me things to review. I actually buy them. Yeah, and what I'm doing throughout 2022, just forgive me a moment. What I'm doing throughout 2022 is just to upgrade my kit. So I'm upgrading my camera, which I'll show you in a moment. I'm upgrading my microphone, which I'll show you in a moment. And as I upgrade and find new things, I will tell you all about them. Okay, so you're going to see 2 or 3 new things a month throughout 2022. Let's go to my desktop, which is here. And I'm going to show it on screen. Okay, now my desktop, okay, let's move that out of the way, is what is my demonstration area. I just want to, if we can, just a moment, just let me adjust things. I just want to make an adjustment. Okay, so we actually have a bit of light on the demonstration area, but this is using a camera. This is my second camera, and my second camera is the Oberspot Tiny, which is down in the carousel at the moment. Now, the thing about the Oberspot Tiny, I'm going to stop screen sharing now. The thing about the Oberspot Tiny is this. It has 3 preset locations. That's my desktop. this is me, okay, and I can click one button and go between location 1 and location 2. I can also set different zoom factors, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. And the third thing is that I've got a preset location over here, which has no meaning whatsoever. There's my Under Armour rucksack and a beautiful photograph of Avebury Stone Circle. Avebury Stone Circle is in Wiltshire in England. It's about half an hour away from me. It was built at the same time as Stonehenge, but it's not as famous because it doesn't have the same PR department that Stonehenge has. But it's great if you're actually visiting Wiltshire, then do go look and take a look at Avebury, because it's not far from Stonehenge. If you're doing Stonehenge, do Avebury as well and see the contrast. The thing about Avebury is the town, there's actually a town inside the Circle of Stones. It's that big. It's a lot bigger than Stonehenge. Okay, so this is the Obsbot Tiny, and it's got, as I just said, 3 presets. But the other thing, let's just go over here. I'm going to hopefully share my screen again, and this time I'm going to show you the Obsbot Tiny software. Okay, and just let me share a window. I've got that. Okay, so I've got the Obsbot Tiny in my studio. But before I do that, I want to do this. He said, right, okay. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate your spending some time with me today. If you have any questions about anything, just ask. Okay, but let's go back to position 2 again. Okay, this is the preset, but if I stand up, nothing's going to happen. Don't you just love it when you're doing a live broadcast and you're doing a demonstration and things that are supposed to happen don't? Hang on. I'm going to just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Right. Okay. If you're careful with what you're doing, the Obsbot Tiny camera will actually follow your every movement. Okay, so this is one camera. We've already seen it's got 3 presets, yeah, and you'll notice that when I stop moving, which I have now, it automatically adjusts for headroom, which is important. Nobody wants to see you on camera, especially on Zoom, with your head cut off there. The Obsbot Tiny takes care of that because it always, it will adjust, so I've got the correct headroom. Yeah, self-adjusting. Now, the reason that this is a wonderful camera and I have great fun with it is because of this built-in tracking, this built-in AI in a desktop camera. The camera itself is 1080 and 720, which standard resolutions. I'm broadcasting to you today in 720. If I wanted to go to YouTube, I could broadcast in 1080. The higher the number, the more pixels are used, the clearer the picture. If I move back, yeah, the camera moves with me. Okay, and if I go like that, nothing will happen because I need to go, no. Right, okay. You can control it by gestures, 2 gestures. One is stop and start, tracking me, the other is zoom. But neither of those work because I'm on full zoom and it already is. Wait a minute. How? Okay, it is tracking me. But the thing about being able to both sit down and stand up during a live demonstration is that you have more energy when you stood up. So I could take these Aftershocks earbuds out of their case, Aftershocks. There you go. And I can show you with a bit more energy than if I'm sat down. I can take these earbuds and I can put them on, and I can demonstrate these earbuds whilst I'm stood up. Now, normally I would be wearing these when I'm stood up because I'm either walking, jogging, running, or cycling using these. These are for use outdoors. Aftershocks headphones. They go over your ear. They do not go in your ear canal. They are not irritating. I mean, I've had problems over the years with having earbuds in my ears, and you can feel them, and after a while they start to irritate, and sometimes they just plain hurt. No problem with these. These go over your ear, and they are bone conduction headphones. Rather than the sound waves going through your ears, they're going through your skull. The result, however, is good quality sound. Whether you're listening to Amazon Music or you listen to a podcast, you can hear everything through these. Now, the other thing is that your ear canal doesn't have anything in it, which means you can talk to the person next to you. Yeah. You can hear the traffic all around you. You're not totally cut off from the world. You can hear a cyclist, a silent cyclist coming up behind you. Yeah. Because your ears are not taken up by any buds. These particular headphones, Aftershocks, I love these. I use these when I go out walking. They're waterproof, which they need to be in England. You can take and make phone calls. Making phone calls is voice dial. Yeah. And as I said, the sound quality is darn good. Okay. They are. I forget I'm wearing them. I've got to be honest. I forget I'm actually wearing them. They're such good quality and so light. You've got controls on both sides. Yeah. Which you can go volume up, volume down, pause, next track, all built within there. Charging USB-C, and you just lift this here. I say just, forgive me a moment. You know what I'm like. Hopefully you can see that. There's the charging, and you put it in there. It starts red, and as soon as it turns green, you're good to go. Okay. If you want to know more, click the link down in the carousel. But we're talking about the Ultraspot Tiny camera and the fact that the Ultraspot Tiny can actually track me. Okay, I'm going to put my chair back now. Ooh. Okay, so my chair is back, and I'm leaning on the back of the chair, to be honest. But the camera can actually track me wherever I go in the office. It will track me. Now, this is important. Okay, if you put the Ultraspot upside down and you put it into a classroom, yeah, and you want to record a teacher's lecture, you can do using the Ultraspot camera, because as the teacher moves around the chalkboard, the whiteboard, the camera is going to follow. And if a teacher goes like that, the camera will zoom in. Goes like that again, the camera will zoom out. Teacher is in control. If he or she wants to stop tracking, just put the hand up and the tracking stops. Put hand up again, tracking starts. So this is absolutely, well, it's just in classes, for recording classes. This just works. Now, I'm going to show you. I'm coming back here now. I'm going to sit down. Okay, so I'm sitting down, and I'm going to come back to me. Okay. So this camera, and just to confirm, this is the Ultraspot Tiny. They have just released some new software for it. So if I go over here and bring this in, okay, now if I take myself off solo, you can see in the bottom right hand corner, what I'm going to do is going to hide this camera. I'm going to hide Logitech Lytra. Okay, this is the software which controls the Ultraspot Tiny, and I want to go and shrink myself so you can see a little bit more. So this is the software that comes with the camera, and it has in actual fact just been updated. This software was updated earlier today. An announcement, they've got a support group on Facebook, HubSpot Tiny, and you can go to the Facebook group, you can ask questions and get informed answers. But this is the software, and as I say, you have three presets, and it's the first time I've demonstrated this, so bear with me a moment if I go wrong. But I'm going to bring the software. I just need the software for a moment. Okay, so preset location 1 switches it to my desktop. Preset location 2 switches it to me, and preset location 3 switches it over to the wall. Okay, let's come back to me for a moment. The thing you'll notice, if I come back to me, is that my image here is set at 2 times magnification. The HubSpot Tiny can do 2 times magnification. This image that you're watching now is set at 2 times. My desktop is set at 1.5 magnification. Yeah, and they have just added. Hang on, you've got to be able to see me. Just a second. Where am I? I'm here. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, they've just made an update. You can actually alter the preset locations. They added a new option. Just a minute. If I go here and I right click, I can change it. I can reposition a camera. I can delete it, or I can rename it. So that's something they've updated today. The other thing they've updated today is they have done enhanced graphics for visual, for face. They are continually improving the HubSpot Tiny. Now, there are 2 versions of HubSpot. The one down in the carousel is the one I'm talking to you about today, which is the HubSpot Tiny, which is 15% off. Now, this camera is a pan, tilt, and zoom camera, PTZ. Pan, tilt, and zoom, PTZ. Took me a long time to find out what that actually meant, but now I do. We've seen that you can have 3 preset positions. Yeah, the camera will track you. Okay, and you've got normal tracking and you've got fast tracking. If you were tracking sports or somebody running, then you put it on the fast tracking and it will, believe me, keep up. Broadcasting in the studio, it means you can broadcast sat down or standing up. It means you can move around and the camera will move with you, and you can broadcast in 720p or 1080p. And the software beside me, yeah, allows me to control the camera. This dial here allows me to move the camera to where I want it to go, and then I can set a preset. So let's do this live, shall we? Why not? Okay, just let me go here. What I'm going to do, preset location 1, I'm happy with. Yeah, preset location 2, I'm happy with. But let's go about and let's go to preset location 3. Yeah, and what I'm going to do using the controls is I'm going to move that. Yeah, I'm going to move that over there so that the preset is there. Okay, and then I'm going to go down a bit. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep going down. So this is live, and I'm going to go reduce the magnification, yeah, to there, and then I'm going to go to preset 3. Just a minute. I'm going to go to preset 3 and I'm going to update it. That was brave. So there's preset 3, which we've just created. There's preset 1, which is the desktop. preset 2, which is me, and preset 3 is now my office. Okay, so you can see other things in the background. This is my preferred setting for me. That's how easy it is to actually change the presets. Yeah, and we did that live, and we did it using the software. Now this is only part of the software. If I click here, it's just so powerful. If I click here, then you may not be able to, I cannot show you the second bit of the software, which does a lot more, but the basic controls are here, and the ability to track is here. And if I tap that lock, it will track me walking around the office. So that is the Obsbot Tiny. I've got to say, I'm going to stop sharing now. I have never had as much fun with a camera. Yeah, right, okay. I've got C920, 922, C920 Brio, and now I've got the Obsbot Tiny. And the question from Corinda earlier was, all right, okay, I missed that question. Sorry, Corinda. Okay, so I'm going to switch the name off. You know this is the Obsbot Tiny now. The final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my second camera on. And you now have, if I can do it, just a minute. I'm going to go side by side. Right, on the left is the Logitech Brio, on the right is the Obsbot Tiny. You can see that they're both happy in 1080p, broadcasting in 720, of course. The one on the left is my main camera. The one on the right is the one that I am using to actually show my demonstration area. Okay, so I'm going to stop confusing you now. Those are the headphones, and just let me go over to the iPad. Okay, back on the iPad. So that basically is the Obsbot Tiny is so useful. So amazed by it. The image in the background, by the way, is courtesy of Oksana. So thank you for that. So right now, if you have, I'm going to go back to my Brio again. If you've got any questions at all about anything that I'm talking about, then please do ask. Yeah, I'm here to help. I'm here to guide. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to say I don't know the answer. If I do know the answer, then I'll give the answer straight away. If you are enjoying this broadcast, then please follow me. If you follow me, I'll be happy. You'll help make my day. And when I go live again, you'll get notified as Corinda did earlier. I'm live 9 AM Eastern, Monday through Thursday, Friday on Amazon Live. I'm broadcasting from England. Yeah, so you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. I've been broadcasting for 6 years. I've done, well, let's just say over 2,000 broadcasts. And if there's anything you need to know about cameras, microphones, or broadcasting on any of the platforms, I use most of the platforms, it has to be said. I'm actually broadcasting today. Just give me a second. I'm actually broadcasting today from BeLive, be.live. This is where all my broadcasts come from. And I've been using BeLive since October 2016. I've followed it all the way through to today, where you can have 8 people on screen. You can share images. You can play YouTube videos. You can share PDFs. A whole host of things you can do to make a live broadcast. This is my BeLive selling machine. This is what I use to do marketing on Amazon Live and on Facebook and on YouTube. Yeah, so I am. Oh, by the way, I also work for BeLive, but this is my show. Okay, so if you want the inside track, then please do ask. I'm going to go switch that logo off. Okay, so BeLive. And just a thought, the reason I've got this image behind me, and I'm going to go there, is the image behind me is a painting, a Ukrainian painting. And I just love it. I just want to say thank you to Oksana for actually allowing me to use it in my live broadcast today. You can see more of the painting if I do this. I'm just going to change up my settings. Okay, and now you can see more of the painting. And if I go like this, you can see the whole of the painting. And I quite like that. And Oksana, thank you for giving me permission to actually use it in my live broadcast. Okay, so we've looked at the Obsbot Tiny camera. The next one we're going to look at, and just let me adjust the carousel for this. Okay, is the Logitech C920x. And for this, I do need the second camera. I'm going to go picture in picture. Okay, so we're looking now, we're going to look, once I tidy up a bit, my office gets a mess when I'm live broadcasting. I don't care though. Basically, I'm just going to shrink myself. Okay, so we looked at the Aftershocks. We'll come back to those. I'm going to put those safely over there. And in fact, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be really good. I'm going to put the Aftershocks back in their case. Okay, so that's the case. The Aftershocks come in. You can put them in their case, zip it up, put them into your rucksack, and when you go jogging, running, walking, or cycling, you take them with you. Okay, now next thing I want to look at, I'm running out of space. Oh, just by the way, I'm just trying to get the angle right. If I go there, right, I live close to Stonehenge, if you're wondering where I am, and we get to visit 3 or 4 times a year. Wonderful place to visit, and I may play a video later. Okay. What I'm going to show you now is the first ever external camera that I bought, and it's this, and it's down in the carousel. This is the ideal first camera for broadcasting on Zoom or on the internet. This is it. This is the Logitech C920. It was originally released in 2012, and then in 2015-16, when Facebook Live became a thing, this is the camera that everybody rushed out to buy. The camera I'm holding now, I've had for 6 years. So Logitech and durability, it's there. This is a very durable camera. You have the lens in the middle, then either side you have a microphone. This unit is not only a camera, it's also a microphone. Now this is a 920x. I'm going to tell you what the X stands for in a moment, but it does stand for something special, something extra. You pull down there, and you can then mount this camera. Let's come back to me for a second. You can then mount this camera on top of your monitor or PC. Okay, and then you just adjust the rake by moving this bit. You can actually get it tight, and you must remember to look at the camera. Okay, so that's the unit itself. It is USB-A. Okay, but this is not plugged in, so I can't show you this. But the beauty of this camera is that if I fold this up, on the bottom you will see a hole, and if I take this tripod, yeah, you can actually have this camera on a tripod. Now the beauty of having it on a tripod is it means it can be anywhere about your desk or broadcasting area. And if you what about this then? I've just thought of something. If you get, this has got quite a long cable, yeah, if you get an extension cable for this, and I'll show you one shortly. I just got excited then because I've just realized I can do something with this camera, because it's retired at the moment. It's been overtaken by the Brio. But if you're looking for a first camera for your live broadcasts, this is the one. But this is a 920x, and this is why it's the X. Just give me a second. I just need to find something in my studio, and you know how it is. Just bear with me a moment. I need to bring it on screen. Okay, this 920X, I have had it for 6 years. I still use it. It is a beautiful working camera, great gift for yourself, for a friend, for anybody in the family. This is the camera to start off with. Yeah. The X is for XSplit VCam. Okay, this camera comes with a 3-month subscription to XSplit. Okay, and down in the right hand corner you can see a video. This video explains all about XSplit and what XSplit VCam, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my microphone off and I'm going to show you. I've been using background removal software since January 2019. This is the best that I've found with the Logitech C920x. You are getting 3 months use of this software, this amazing software. I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself, and this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube video. Now I can show you a sample of this. The second thing you can do is you can, as your background, run a YouTube video. Now, just a note on that, if you're going to run a YouTube video which is yours, there is no problem. If you're going to run a YouTube video which is somebody else's, you need to be sure that it's public. Now, the only way that you can find out whether it's public or not is basically what I do is I bring the video into my studio, I do a short recording. If the video appears on the recording, I can use it when I'm live. If it doesn't, I've got to forget it. Okay. I used to do a broadcast with Nick Wood, and we used to preview or review YouTube videos, and we had the problem that not all of them work because sometimes people don't set them as public. So that's number 2. You can have a YouTube video as your background. Number 3 is you can have a web page as your background. And it could be your own web page, or it could be a web page you're talking about. The thing is that you're actually mixing it up and you're actually changing your background. And you do that with the Logitech, with the Logitech C920x, which comes with 3 months use of XSplit VCam. And I've been using XSplit VCam since January 2019, and it keeps improving. Every time they bring out a new version, I download it. It simply works out the box. There's never been any problems. And every time there's a new version, I make a video about it. The video goes on YouTube. XSplit give it a seal of approval, which I'm grateful for. And basically, you can actually watch what's happened to XSplit over the last 3 years. If you go to YouTube and you type in my name, then not now, of course. If you type in my name, which is, my name is, if you type in Stephen Healy on YouTube, Stephen Healy XSplit, you'll find the videos. The final thing that you can do with XSplit VCam is you can upload your own images from Unsplash, or you can upload images from Unsplash. So down the carousel is, and I want to say thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. You are watching Stephen live from England. If you've got any questions, please do ask. I've got to say that after this broadcast finishes, all the comments disappear. Yeah, the only thing that survives a live broadcast is the broadcast itself. Your comments will disappear. If you've got questions, if you want to say hello, if you want to tell me where you are, if you want to ask a question, please do. If you've got a Logitech C920x, let me know. If you've got a Brio, let me know. Okay. And this basically, I just enjoy being live on Amazon Live. I have a blast. Hopefully I'm helping you. And the only best way I can help you is if you've got a question, just ask. Okay. Or just make a comment like Corinda has on Amazon Live. Okay. Now, you have been watching me, well, since you started, which technically could be for the last hour and 6 minutes. But if you just started watching me, my camera, the camera you're watching now, is down in the carousel. At least it will be in a second. The camera you're watching now is the Logitech Brio. Yeah, and this is towards the top end of the range of Logitech cameras. And I went from the trusty C920, which we just looked at, up to the Brio. And I moved to the Brio because it's 720p, 1080p, and 4K. Okay, now just let me take that off because it's not germane to what we're talking about. Okay, so this camera, Logitech Brio, that's down the carousel at the moment, which is $159.99. Normally, it would be $109.99. So the 20% discount. If you click the link in the carousel, you'll find out more. If you click the link in the carousel, you're not buying it. Not straight away anyway. Basically what happens is you go to page for Logitech Brio and you can scroll down the page, you can read the reviews. I'm about to give you a review now. And quite possibly you might see this live broadcast on the Brio page. That's how things work around here. And if it is, thank you to Amazon. But the Brio, back to it, 720, 1080 now. 720 is what I'm broadcasting to you now. It's 720p, 720 pixels. It's number of pixels in the screen. 1080p is clearer. Yeah, the higher the number, the clearer the picture. So you'll be able to see more of me if I was at 1080p. If I go up to 4K, then you're getting real clarity. But just a reminder, 720p is DVD quality. 1080p is high quality, and 4K. Well, we can't broadcast at 4K, not in the way I'm doing now. I actually did though, with my Logitech Brio. I did a 4K broadcast yesterday using XSplit Broadcaster at 4K, and you can see the 4K video on YouTube. I'll play some of it tomorrow. And but you won't be able to, the only way you can watch a 4K video is to go to a 4K site. So you've got to go to YouTube to watch it in 4K. When you go to YouTube, you've got a little cog underneath the video, and that cog says, what resolution would you like? We recommend 720, and you say, no, I want 4K. And you can watch it in 4K. Yeah, so you get an appreciation of what 4K can do. So we can broadcast live in 4K to YouTube. I did it yesterday. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, we can't. Amazon Live is 720, Facebook in general is 720. So this is the quality you're actually going to see on a live screen. Okay, now the Brio, like all Logitech cameras, is a quality build. It's an integrated lens and microphone. So it's an external microphone, an external camera. There are good reasons for having an external microphone and camera. They are better than the ones on your PC or Mac. And after all, when you're broadcasting on Zoom or on the web, what you're after is a good presentation. Now, I'm not going to say this, but you want your presentation on Zoom to be better than anybody else's. So a Logitech camera is a way to do that, not your internal camera, a Logitech camera. Now, with the Logitech, there is a program. I'm just going to go there now. Just let me close a few things down that I don't need. Bear with me a moment. I won't be a second. I'm just setting things up so I can actually show you some software. I'm going to show you how you can control your Logitech Brio camera. In fact, I'm going to show you how you can control any Logitech camera with the software that you download from Logitech.com. Now, it's called Logitech Capture. I'm going to show you Logitech Capture's little brother, okay, because there are two bits of software. Logitech Capture is full-blown, fantastic software. But this is what it can do. I'm going to show you how it works. So hopefully, I am going to share screen. And I say hopefully, this is a bit like going fishing, because you're not sure whether you're actually going to catch the program that you're after. What do you know? I actually caught it first time. I usually have to spend 3 or 4 minutes at the pond. Okay, so I'm going to hide. Remember, you've got the Expert VCam 3 months. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to hide my HubSpot Tiny. Okay, and just come back to me. Okay, this is the Logitech Capture software. Well, this is its little brother. And go side by side. You download this software onto your hard drive, and it then allows you to control your camera. Okay. When you change the settings, they're changed until the next time you change them. In other words, you're changing the settings semi-permanently. Anything that you do will be remembered. So let's go and do the first one. And what I want to do is I want to zoom in. Right, with apologies, I'm going to zoom in now. So click the plus on the right-hand side, and I'm zooming in. Okay, I'm very quickly going to zoom out again. Now, what you do, you find, I don't like that. I'd rather be there. Okay, that's because I've got headroom, which is a must. You don't want anybody watching you with half your head missing. Headroom is important. I'm in the center of the camera. That's important. I'm looking at the camera. That's a learned skill, which I remember most of the time. I can, if I go on full screen for a moment, I can, with the software, pan left and right. Okay, until I'm in the center. I can go up and down. Okay, those are the controls that I've got in terms of moving the camera about the screen. The other controls I have are these. Oh, I need to go side by side here. And I need to change up a bit just to show you this. Just a minute. I'm going to go here. Okay, so now you can sort of see me wide angle. Software's on the right hand side. With the software to the right of me, I can change the view. I can go 90 degrees. Now, if I remember, Logitech camera, 90 degrees, 78 degrees, 65. I'm showing you all three of those settings. You choose the one which suits you best. So that's 90 degrees. That's 78 degrees. And this is 65 degrees. And it's going tighter on me. I much prefer it to be at 78. Now, remember, these are personal preferences. Yeah, so 78 is where I'm going to stay. The other thing I can do on the advanced tab is I can do this. I can change the brightness of the camera. So I can go ultra bright, and I can go extremely dark, or I can go back to 50, and all the defaults on a Logitech camera are 50, which is easy to remember. So get it back to 50 and you're okay. I can change the color intensity. Okay, I can go red, or I can go sepia. Anywhere in between is possible. Again, all I need to do is to take this back to 50-ish. Okay, doing a demonstration is not always easy. I can change the contrast. Okay, I can go from there to there. The best one, I feel, is the one in the middle. There could be circumstances where that would be helpful, but I can't think at the moment. Auto white balance is handy because you can, when you don't have good lighting, you can put auto white balance on and it automatically, the camera will adjust for your lighting. Okay. Now there is a button, autofocus we never need. You can ignore that for all intents and purposes. There's a big button here, which I love, and that is the button bottom right, which says restore defaults. Yeah. And if you make a mistake while you're adjusting anything, you can hit restore defaults and it will take you back to where you began. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. Okay, and you'll notice that straight away I have shrunk. And I'm going to come back up by increasing, and I'm going to zoom up there. So if you do, up down there, if you do make a mistake, the restore defaults is very quickly and easy to actually get back to you. What area you want to be. So that is the software. And if you've got a Logitech C920, 922, 925, 930 or a Brio, that software will control your camera. You just need to go over to logitech.com, Logitech Capture, and you can then you can download the software, install it on your PC or Mac, and you've got total control over your camera. You can control how you look on screen. And the whole point of this, that software that controls the Brio, the software that controls the lighting, the software that controls the microphone, which we may come to in a moment, all part of your online presence. And you've got to really practice, get it perfect, get to the stage where you're comfortable on camera. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Being comfortable on camera, being happy with the way you look. If you're happy with how you look on camera, you'll present better. People will watch you, people will listen to you, which brings me on to listening. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn myself off full screen. I'm going to stop screen sharing. Okay, and that comes back to me. I'm going to bring my second camera in. Okay, I'm going to go side by side. And the scene is set for our next item. Okay. When you're live broadcasting on Zoom or anywhere, how you look is important. How you feel is important. Being comfortable is important. How you sound, however, is as important. Yeah. Now we know that Logitech C920 and Logitech Brio both got microphones in them. That's your first external microphone, and it's better than your computer microphone. If, however, you get, well, let's be honest here. If you get bitten by the live video bug, and believe me, it does exist. In other words, you want to go live, you enjoy being live, you look forward to your next live broadcast, then you need to make sure that your voice is heard clearly. And the way to do that is with an external microphone. Now, the microphone that I started off with was the internal one. Then I went to a lapel microphone. Okay. I was teaching on Udemy courses, so I went to a lapel microphone. You'll find this one down in the carousel. Lapel microphones are brilliant because you don't need to put eggshell boxes all around your walls. Just having the microphone against your body is enough dampening of the sound. but you want an external microphone. And basically, the way to choose a microphone, you're in a great position where you are now. You can watch people broadcasting on Amazon Live, you can watch their shows, and you can listen to their microphones. And the way that I found my first external microphone was by watching somebody else's broadcast. And hopefully I can tame this one, because this one has got the most amazingly long cable, and I don't want it to upset anything else. So I've got it there. Okay, so down the carousel now, just give me a second. I just want to scroll along for a second. Okay, so we're talking microphones, and I need to go a little bit further in and talk about this microphone. Now, I was listening to my friend Mike Phillips, and he was doing a podcast and he was doing it on Facebook. And I heard him and I thought, well, that is just an amazing sound. So I spoke to Mike. I said, well, which microphone are you using? And he said, I am using this one. This is the Audio Technica AT2020, which is down in the carousel at the moment, is on discount. This microphone sounds beautiful. It's got a very good bass and it's got a rich texture to it. As a first external microphone, this is one that I would definitely recommend. You can plug in your headphones so you can listen to the mic output. You can change the gain, and it's just stylish. And it just sits there on its tripod. And it is, well, I'm going to shrink myself so you can see more of it. I'm aware that I'm hogging the screen. This microphone is excellent quality, great build, very solid. Tripod stand keeps it steady. Okay, you can't really knock this. It's got the controls on the front, and when it's powered up, you get a little blue light to say I'm switched on. And I just love the Audio Technica. But as I said earlier, what I'm doing during the course of 2022, as well as trying to put kit away, is that whilst I'm broadcasting Amazon Live, I'm actually upgrading my equipment. And as I upgrade my equipment, which I own, I will demonstrate it to you. And it's my pleasure, near my privilege, to actually introduce you the Elgato Wave 3. Now, this microphone is plugged in, so I am going to be careful with it. My apologies if anything happens sound-wise, but this is it. This is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone that's in shop now. It is stylish. When you get close to the microphone, I hate doing that, but I'm doing it. The closer you get to the microphone, this is a cardioid, the better the quality of the microphone, the quality of the sound. I've done it. I've actually, just a minute. Talk amongst yourselves are actually gone blurry. When you're live broadcasting and something goes wrong, don't worry about it. Just wait for it to correct itself. And this will correct itself, I'm pretty sure. If I may need to refresh, well, I'm going to persist because I think that this camera will in fact sort itself out. If I go here and no, it's not sorted. What can I do? I've got camera problems in a live broadcast. What do you do? Okay, this is me. This is also me. I'm going to try and just sort out my camera. Okay, this is a natural break in programming. And the thing is, when something goes wrong, just own it and don't panic. And eventually you'll get back to where you should be. Okay, right, what are we talking about? Okay, we're talking about the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, which you're listening to. I'm going to put it in optimal position, which is, they say that, and excuse me for a moment, they say that the microphone should be yay far away from you. Mine is yen a bit. Okay, but you're listening to. I can't give a better. This is the acid test. I mean, you're actually listening to the microphone at the moment. That's the microphone you're listening to. It is the Elgato Wave 3. And today, the Elgato Wave 3 is 20% off. Okay. Right. I want to say thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live today. If you've got any questions, then please do ask. And I'm going to continue in the carousel for a moment until we find the next item to talk about. Okay, and I'm going to go here. Okay, now up until March last year, I was totally a desktop broadcasting guy. I love desktop. I couldn't see the point in mobile broadcasting until I got one of these, and this changed my mind about mobile broadcasting. This is, and it's down the carousel now. This is the wonderful, the marvelous Hohem iSteady gimbal, and this basically has allowed me to go on my mobile phone, which I'm sure is somewhere. Yeah, it is. Just need to get my mobile phone. Excuse me a moment. I've got so many things in the studio. I need to move the keyboard back because I'm doing this one-handed. Okay, right. The gimbal. Okay, the way this works is simple and straightforward. There are two problems. If you're just using your mobile phone to take video, you really do have two problems. If you hold the mobile phone in your hand, you're holding it tight. You don't want to actually drop it. That's the first thing. You're not focusing on what you're filming. You're actually focusing on not dropping the phone. Yeah, that's the first problem that we have. The second problem with mobile broadcasting, and I welcome everybody's comments on this, and thank you for the follow. I've got a follower. Thank you for following. I'll pick the iPad in a moment. Wow, see, it does help make my day when somebody follows me. I do appreciate it. The other thing that can happen with your phone like that is as you move up and down, your phone goes up and down. This is not good. If you're shooting a video for your own use, okay, all well. If you're shooting a video you're going to show to somebody else, you don't want to say, well, that's a bit shaky, isn't it? What you want to say is, what a beautiful video. Did you use the Hohem iSteady gimbal to shoot that video? And you're going to turn around and say, yes, I did. Right, this is the gimbal. Okay, it's two jobs in life. One is to hold your phone securely, and two is to allow you to take steady images. Right, you take your phone out of its case and you put it into the clamp with the camera at the top. Okay, and it's base actually resting there. That's it. That's what you do. You then, with the gimbal on a solid surface, click the on button. And I'm going to tell you that is all you need to do. 9 times out of 10, that is all I do. I put my camera in, yeah, and I start shooting. And I love it because it's this is it in close up. It's a way of exercising, going and shooting live video. I mean, Angelica and I, we visit country houses, castles, and ancient monuments in England. And I take my gimbal with me. It's in my rucksack. It's in its carrying case in my rucksack. We do the grand tour. We go around all the areas of the property, and then I go and shoot video using this gimbal. Now, I could say this gimbal is the most wonderful in the world. And whilst that might be true, you may well be asking, well, could you show us a video you actually shot? And my answer to that is, yes, I can. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to come off full screen. And I'm going to say, the video that you're about to see was created using the gimbal I've just shown you. So we're about to visit Portsmouth Royal Navy Dockyard, and well, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to play the video. Is a ship built in Great Britain, and it's steam powered, not sail powered, and we're just going to walk alongside to give you an idea of the size of this. Over there is a tower, 385 feet I think. You can actually go up in a lift to the top, but we're concentrating on the shipping today as we're at the dockyards. Welcome to HMS Warrior, Her Majesty's ship Warrior, or His Majesty's ship as it was when it was commissioned. And this is just an amazing place. As I pan round, we're actually, the estuary is over there, and we have all the buildings on the right. As usual, I'm broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and my website, live from Portsmouth in England, as Angelica and I do our tour of Hampshire. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid people. And hello.
Are you going on board?
No, we're not.
No,
okay. I think you're not allowed to photograph on board, hence his question, which is a fair one. Today we're just taking a walk around the dockyards as opposed to touring the facilities. It's wonderful because you can actually get onto the dockyards for free, which is what we've done today, and you can walk around and you can film and nobody's going to stop you. So I'm going to go as far as here and then turn around and watch Angelica coming towards us, and we'll turn around and head back because we don't know what's going to come next. We've just done this part, so Angelica's going to follow me as I turn around. Hey, come here! Right, okay. So we've not been here before, so whatever we see next is a mystery to us as well as to you. But this is Portsmouth, which was the foremost naval dockyard. We've just learnt earlier this morning that the first ships to leave England for Australia in the 1700s left from Portsmouth, and we saw the site where they actually left from. That's the first 11 ships to actually go to Australia, and that coincides with the founding of Australia, and it's part of history. And I did photograph it this morning, but I didn't have the video on, so you'll see photographs of that later. Right, I've just paused the video, and because I've got a YouTube video player, I can zoom forwards and I can take you here. So let's continue the video. And you can see Angelica is somewhere near as we walk up. British flag proudly flying as we walk to the stern. Okay. As I say, this is the first time that we've seen this, so Mary Rose Museum, HMS Victory, and refreshments. Okay, so let's find out a little bit more about what we're looking at. And it says here the conservation continues. In 2012, the National Museum of the Royal Navy and HMS Victory, so this is HMS Victory, which was Nelson's ship, embarked upon a £40 million 25-year programme of conservation to ensure the Victory is preserved for future generations. As a part of this process, visitors have a unique opportunity to see beneath Victory's skin. Shipwrights will use traditional now we saw the school a moment ago, will use traditional. Now, The full video, just let me stop that. The full video, in fact, every video that I've done using the home gimbal is actually on YouTube. And you can go to YouTube, you can type in, not now, of course, because we're on Amazon Live, you can go to YouTube and you type in my name, somewhere at the bottom, and you can watch the full length video. Most videos about 20-25 minutes long. I can only show you a snippet on Amazon Live, a taster. I'd just like to say thank you to the person who's actually followed me. You've helped to make my day. Followers are important to live broadcasters on Amazon Live. Just a note that all the broadcasts on Amazon Live are independent. We do not work for Amazon. There are 5 English people amongst the crew. Where did that come from? I think it came from the ship. And you can watch, basically now, you can watch Amazon Live TV by independent broadcasters 24/7. If you, after this broadcast, click the browse button at the top and go to upcoming streams, then you've got your Amazon Live TV guide and you can watch Amazon Live whenever you wish. There's always somebody broadcasting. I broadcast me. I'm live here 9 a.m. Eastern every weekday, and I'm here to help you. And I'm here to talk about cameras, microphones, lighting. Okay, I'll come back to lighting in a minute. Salisbury Cathedral. No, that's basically one of the places, if you go to the YouTube, you'll find a video about Salisbury Cathedral. Yeah. Okay, now, having a gimbal is good. It allows you to shoot the video that I've just showed you. Yeah. But you do need 2 more pieces of kit for this to work. You've got your mobile phone. Mobile phone goes in the gimbal. It's safe in there. Okay, it's not going to fall. You also need a microphone. You could use the internal microphone on your mobile phone. Yeah, I'm just going to find what I'm looking for next. Just give me a second. I realize I've got slightly out of sequence. And yeah, the next thing I'm going to talk about is in the carousel. And it's a lapel microphone. Today it's $35.45, which is 41% off. Okay, so it's 41% off. But you've got a microphone in your mobile phone, and it's good. But in terms of actually giving a quality voiceover, because you notice I was actually doing a voiceover to the video there, I actually use a lapel microphone. I use this lapel microphone, if I can find it. Okay, and as luck would have it, it's here. Okay, and this lapel microphone, as I go here, amongst my things I've got is this, the box. Okay, it is a power device microphone, and if I go to my second view, okay, I'll just hide the video because we don't need that anymore. Go to my second view, and you can see the box it came in, the bright yellow box. This is a lapel microphone, and this is, I think this is the best lapel microphone. All you have is a cable. To one end of the cable is attached to the microphone, and you have a crocodile clip. And with the crocodile clip, you attach it to your clothing. Now, obviously, in summer, it's going to be a t-shirt. In winter, it will be your outer jacket. Now, the thing is about this is that your body absorbs most of the surrounding sounds. You are a great soundproofer. Yeah. And this microphone attaches to your clothing, and then the other end of it just quite simply plugs into your phone at the bottom of your phone, and it's simple and straightforward. Even I can do it. There it is. That's your microphone attached. Now, obviously, you unwind the cable, but that's it. And what that does is that cuts out your internal microphone, and the microphone you're then using attached to your clothing is this one, and this picks up every word that you say, no matter how big the crowd around you, no matter how noisy the traffic. your voice will be heard above everything else. And this is a difference between an amateur video and a semi-professional video is the sound. We spoke earlier about the importance of microphones on desktop. This is important if you're doing mobile video. Do have an external microphone. And the one down in the carousel at the moment is 41% off today. If you want to know more, just click the link in the carousel and that will take you directly to the page for this microphone. You can find out more about it. You can find out what's included in it. You can find out exactly what's in the box. Okay, and as I say, this is my preferred lapel microphone, and it makes a whole lot of difference. Now, there is one other thing. When we were, if I remind you, just by bringing this back up on screen, I'm going to take it off full screen and hide that and go like this. When I was filming this video, I got to HMS Victory, which you can see now, and I looked at my camera. Okay, I'm going to unplug that. I looked at my camera. Let's just go widescreen, shall we? Because we can. So you get a better look at this. I was holding my camera as we went round the corner of the Victory, heading for the Murray Rose. Now, the Murray Rose, as you remember, was commissioned by Henry VIII and it sank. It went to the bottom of the sea and then it was brought up from the bottom of the sea, brought to Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards, and it's now being repaired. And I was there with my camera and my gimbal and my microphone, and I was going to go around the edge of the Victory and I was going to film the Murray Rose. But as I'm going around the edge of the Victory, my mobile phone image disappeared. Then the sound went and my phone went dead. So I never did get to film the Murray Rose because the camera was run out of juice, run out of power. So that brings me to my next unit here. This also is important when you are out filming. Now, with the best will in the world, I try and charge my mobile phone the night before I'm going to some filming. Yeah, but occasionally, we're all human, you forget. This battery power pack, which is down in the carousel now, is you've got your camera, you've got your gimbal, you've got the lapel microphone. You need this as well, because when you run out of power, you can quite simply plug your phone in and you can carry on filming. Now, I only wish that I'd had one of these with me when we filmed down in Portsmouth. I didn't. I do regret it. But now I do. This goes in my rucksack. As soon as we're going out, now I'm filming, I put this in my rucksack, I know I've got power. Now, the thing about this power bank, any power bank, is it's not just for mobile video. You can plug and recharge anything which accepts a USB-C connection, including this. It's a very special cable here. Okay, and this goes to something which is down in the carousel. Just let me put that down. And I need to scroll a bit. Let me scroll a little bit to the right. Okay. To continue the story, if I can find what I'm looking for. Right. Okay. This black cable here is actually a Fitbit charger. Okay. Which brings me on to, neatly, as I put this down for the second time, without disturbing anything else, moving the microphone ever closer. This is, I'm going to take it off. This is down the carousel now. This is a Fitbit Inspire 2. Now, I've owned Fitbits for the last 8 years. This is my fourth in the last 8 years. This is the Inspire 2. It has one job in life. Well, it has one main job. That's to count your steps. If you walk around the house during the course of the day, you'll do between 1,500 and 2,000 steps on here. Okay. Things happen when you go out the front door and you start walking. The Fitbit will count every single step that you do. This is how to stay fit. I stay fit by walking. It's the simplest way to stay fit. The Fitbit counts my steps, but this Fitbit is part of an ecosystem. The first thing to note, when you buy the Fitbit, this is not a subscription service. You buy the Fitbit and it's yours. And the first thing you should do, as I'm going to simulate now, is you should go to fitbit.com. Let's do that now. Give me a minute. If I could spell, it would be a lot quicker, but you'll have to bear with me. Okay, so I'm headed over to fitbit.com and I'm going to share the browser window with you in a moment. But I just enjoy walking. I try to do 4 miles a day. 2,000 steps is 1 mile, 8,000 steps, and the Fitbit measures every single step. And it is part of an infrastructure. Because if you go, and I'm just trying to get this to work. The thing about the Fitbit site, Fitbit is now owned by Google. Yeah. And I'm logging in with Google at the moment. And hopefully this will work. Okay, and it's taking me over. And I'm going to go here. And I'm nearly there. Okay, before Google, well, I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to be good. Okay, the Fitbit site is a little eccentric. That's all I'm saying. You'll find out when you go there. But it's nonetheless, it is useful. And I'm going to share my screen with you now. And I'm going to take you to my Fitbit account because, as I say, owning a Fitbit is the start of the journey, literally. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up on screen. I'm going to hide that, take myself off full screen and show that on screen. Go picture in picture. Okay, you are now looking at, I'm going to take off the background. Just a second. You are now looking at just one final thing and I'm good to go. That one. You're now looking at my Fitbit account. You register your Fitbit and then you got this site is free to use. There is no extra charge for it. Yeah. First of all, you can make friends with other Fitbit users. And I join 2 challenges a week, a weekday challenge and a weekend challenge. The weekday challenge, Monday through Friday, who can do the most steps? Now, I am not going to be the one who does the most steps. I'm not going to be the one who does the least steps. I'm going to be somewhere in between. Okay. But the thing is that it's a community and everybody encourages everybody else. So when you go out your door and you do a 3-mile walk, 6,000 steps, they're going to see it in the challenge and they're going to congratulate you and boost you and make you do the same again tomorrow. In other words, everybody encourages everybody else and you're in a league. And my idea, not the top of the league, not the bottom of the league, somewhere in the middle, I'm a happy chappy. And that's all free. Yeah. Meeting with friends, connecting with friends, and you become good friends over time. Now, the second thing is, it will also, your Fitbit, this Fitbit will measure your sleep and it will actually measure your sleeping pattern. Okay, if you wear the Fitbit to bed, it will measure your sleeping pattern. It will tell you when you woke up during the night. It will tell you when you're in REM sleep, tell you when you're in deep sleep. It will measure your sleeping pattern. And if you wear this for four consecutive nights and you're having trouble sleeping, it will make constructive suggestions as to what you could do to improve your sleep. Okay. Always solid medical advice. The next thing is, and I'm going to have to put this, the most number of steps I've done in a day is 60,000. Now, a quick bit of math will tell you that, excuse me a moment, a quick bit of math will tell you that 60,000 is in fact 30 miles in a day, which is a lot of miles. So I best explain. How on earth did you do 30 miles in a day walking? Okay, the answer is that there is a trail which runs from Avebury to Stonehenge, which is 26 miles, 385 yards. And if you walk that trail, then you get, well, you get one of these. Just a minute. I'm proud of this, so I'm going to show you. You actually get a medal, a Stonehenge medal for walking 26 miles, 385 yards. Now, I've done this several times. As I said, with the Fitbit, walking is my thing, and I do it all encouraged by my Fitbit and my friends on Fitbit.com. That's what motivates me to actually do all these steps. Now, you're going to say to me, well, 26 miles, 385 yards is 52,000 steps, 53,000 if you're generous. How on earth did I end up doing 60,000 steps? Well, the thing is that the signposts on the trail are not always well marked. And I walked a little bit further. Well, first of all, I walked in the morning when I was going there, and then I walked in the evening when I got back, and I did a bit of a detour whilst I was doing the 26 miles. But this is all about the Fitbit. Okay, now you can see the middle of that screen. It's the activity every day, and you can see what it's saying to me is that I have been active every single day since the 21st of Feb, doing steps, going out, walking. What happened was this. Over Christmas, Angelica said, let's have our own challenge. And basically what we'll do is we'll go out the door and we'll go for a walk every single day of 2022. We're now on 15th of March, which means that this is day 74 of 2022. And we have been walking on 70 of those days. With our Fitbits, we just walk. It doesn't matter whether it's a mile, 2 mile, 3 mile. As long as you go out the front door, you're actually keeping fit. This is the action part of Lights, Camera, Action. Yeah, this is why I chose this title. Yeah, this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healy. The action part of it is the Fitbit part of it. To encourage yourself, to get other people to cheer you on. Now, if I go back to the share, and I'm sharing from Fitbit.com, did I tell you that Fitbit was owned by Google? I can take you over to my activity. Okay. Now you can see from the graph in the middle there, the green bit, I've been out for a walk today. And this week, I've been out walking every day, some day more than others. This month, I've been walking most days. In one of those days, I did 10 miles, 20,000 steps. And in a year so far, I've done 864 miles in a year. Okay. And that is, I'm happy with that. Obviously, my target is to do 1,000 miles in the year. I'm hoping to do that. I'm hoping to do that with the aid of my Fitbit. And it's the Fitbit that's down in the carousel. And I've had 4 of these. I'm going to get a new one later this year. I'll show you the new one when I get it. But I'm going to put it back on there. Fitbit Inspire 2 helps me to stay fit simply by going out walking every single day. And as I say, I am proud to say that I've walked 70 out of the last 74 days by actually going out of my house, wearing my Fitbit, partnered by Angelica, and just going for a walk around town. Or if you've been visiting somewhere, a long walk. We went to London back in January, and we walked quite a bit then, went to the Tate Gallery in London. Okay, so that's Fitbit. As you can probably tell, I am a little bit biased towards Fitbits, and I don't have any regrets about that. It keeps me fit. Okay, I'm just going back to carousel and I'm going to finish where we started off. Okay. I just need to find a picture. Just let me look. And okay, I'm just going to go take myself off full screen. Okay, I'm going to hide the screen share. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm just going to say that this image from Ukraine, I am happy to be able to use it in my live broadcast on Amazon Live, and I thank the artist for the permission to actually do so. I actually want to bring this up on screen as well. Okay, and again, I'm going to hide that and go picture in picture. If you watched the beginning of this broadcast, then you heard this before. If you're just watching me now, then you're about to hear it for the first time. Okay, I'm going to take my medal off. Okay, and beginning of this year, I was using two soft boxes for my lights, one either side of me. Light went onto the wall and reflected back. And they lasted for 2 years, but then they had to go to the recycling centre because they were falling to bits. 2 years is reasonable. And I was looking for a lighting system I could actually use, and I'm using it now. I'm actually lit by this, and this is the Logitech Lytra glow light, which is being modelled by Daniel Sigmund of Logitech, who was on a broadcast with my good friend Marco Novo last Tuesday. And I was so taken with this light, I thought I could use that in my studio. So I went off and I looked at the reviews on Amazon.com. If you click the link in the carousel now, you can see the reviews for it. It's relatively new. We know Logitech for C920, 922, 925, 930 and the Brio. They are well known for their cameras. This is their first venture into lighting. And I have to say, as I'm actually using this lighting at the moment, they've got it right first time. This product, excuse me a moment, this product, the Logitech Lytra, is very well engineered. This is it. It's lighting me at the moment. Okay. This is a second one. I bought two. Okay. When you first get the Lytra, yeah. When you first get the Lytra out of the box, then it looks like this. Okay. That's it. But then you turn it round, you take the cellophane off the back, you take the cellophane off the base, and then you have the light itself. And all you need to do is to lift up the shelf, and that then goes on top of your monitor and gives light. All you need to do, I'm going to do this away from you, but you'll see the effect, is to switch it on. He said, just a minute. When you're going to switch it on, please do remember, to actually plug the darn thing in. Okay, so as you can see, this light is not, I'm going to switch it on now. Okay, it's now lit. It's lighting my face. It's not the perfect angle, but I just want to show you that this works. Okay, I've got the main one on the monitor above me. I can control this light manually. There's an on-off switch, and there are two additional switches on the back. I can hang it over my monitor, as I have done, or I can take this off and I can put it onto a tripod stand if I want. Okay. With the light on the stand, I can bend the light forward to that angle and switch it on and switch it off again. Off. Go off. Right. So you bend forwards so you can vary the angle. You can also turn it to the left and turn it to the right. That means that you can control where the light is actually being sent to. You've got very tight control because you can just incrementally move it. Yeah. Okay. It plugs directly USB into your computer or Mac. Right. That's where it begins. Now, if I put that down and share a piece of software with you, just give me a minute. I'm just going to do a share. It'll be worth it. Just wait. This just takes a second to set up. Okay. And that's the one. There is a piece of software which has been around for a couple of years, which is called Logitech G Hub. It's well known by gamers. Well, now Logitech Lytra Glow is now part of, just let me go here, Logitech Lytra Glow, and I'm going to hide, excuse me, Daniel, I'm going to hide Daniel. This is the software that comes with the camera, which is built into Logitech G Hub. You download it from the Logitech site. In fact, if you scan the box, just a minute, don't go anywhere. If you scan this box, this is the box that it comes in. I'm behind the box, and it's Logitech Lytra, and there is a QR code which you can scan, which will take you directly to the site to actually download the software. Okay, that said, this software controls the light. I'm going to go side by side. My camera's playing up again. Okay, just a minute. I do need my camera to work for this bit. Okay, this is good. I'm fuzzy. Let me come on. Right, I've come on fuzzy now. Okay, that was the focusing. I'm going to go side by side, and I'm going to go side by side here. Okay, the Logitech Lytra light is lighting me at the moment. Okay, this is me on the Logitech Brio, and then got a Logitech light. Okay, there are 7 presets on the Lytra. I'm going to go to the first one, and you can see that this is bright. The only lighting I've got in the room is this light. I don't have any other lighting. That's the first setting. Then the second setting, which is cozy daylight. Then the third setting, mild afternoon. The fourth setting, soft sunset, this is one I quite like. And cozy sunset, a bit too bright for this time. But you can also set up your own presets. Now I've been playing about just to show you that you can go wrong with lighting if you do it yourself. What you should do is you should accept one of the presets that has been suggested, and this is one that I like, which is soft sunset. Okay, so that is the Logitech Lytra light, which is down the carousel. It is very well engineered. It is Logitech. I showed you earlier the camera. I've had this Logitech C920x camera for 6 years. I've no doubt I'll have the Logitech Lytra light for the same amount of time. Right, okay. I'd like to say a big thank you. Just a minute. Just want to find something. Okay. I want to say thank you for watching me live. I totally enjoy being on Amazon Live. I have a blast. Whenever you pop in, 9 AM Eastern, Monday through Friday, please do ask questions. If you enjoy what I'm doing, follow me. In any case, whatever you do, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. This is Stephen from England saying